Doc Martinez here again today, and thank you for joining me down the old-fashioned rabbit hole. Now today we're doing part 2 of Booze on the Rocks suggestions for the Fernet Old Fashions. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, please click on this link and go check that one out. Then this video will make a lot more sense. In part 2, we're going to make the other 2 recipes that Mr. Edwards was kind enough to recommend. The oldest old fashioned and the Toronto old fashioned cocktail. Both of these old fashioned cocktail recipes use Fernet-Branca. So today I have my daughter Deanna, and she'll be joining me for today's episode.
Hello.
Alright, so a few weeks ago, Deanna was at the dinner with her sister and some friends, and they texted me if I've ever had Fernet. I was like, how funny is that? Because I've never had it, but actually my upcoming video is going to have it in it, and I already had the bottle of Fernet at home. So Deanna, how did you get to try Fernet that night?
Well, one of our friends mentioned that back in the day, Fernet was used as a medicinal shot for bloating, so I thought, why not try it?
Oh, that's interesting. So you guys took a shot of it? Was it a full shot, like a little half shot?
It was a full shot.
Okay. And what did you think of the flavor that night?
Well, since I don't drink often, very strong. I messed up by sipping it, and then I didn't want to take it after that, but I took it and it was something.
All right. Well, the funny thing is, I've already made a video of Fernet. I had a cocktail with it, but I've actually never tried it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try a little bit of it today. That sound good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, I've never tasted the Fernet-Branca by itself before. I've only had it in the 2 cocktails I've made. And then afterwards, your mom was saying, hey, you need to talk more about what it tastes like. And I was like, right. Well, luckily we're doing part 2, so we'll talk about it then. And since Deanna's had it, I figured she'd have another little bit with me. So it doesn't sound like you enjoyed the experience too much that night, but we'll just do a little bit of one today, okay?
My favorite pour.
So the interesting though, I'm gonna say about the other night is when I made the cocktails, when I first had the one that was really Fernet, like Fernet forward, I didn't like it too much. But after a few drinks before I was done, it actually grew on me. So I'm hoping that by itself I'm gonna like it. That was mixed with alcohol, so who knows? Maybe it was just the alcohol speaking at that time, but we'll see. Let's try it. Oh look, I'll be nice. You get the smaller shot.
There we go.
So I'm not asking you to take it as a shot. I just want you to taste it. I want to taste it. Like same thing I would do like a bourbon. I'm going to smell it a little bit, then taste it, okay? Yeah, actually it does smell very, like you smell like eucalyptus on the front of that, don't you?
I don't know what it smells. I smell maybe licorice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting because we both had different smells on this. So let's just give it a little bit of a taste. And honestly, do you not feel like that? Like
maybe that minty.
Yeah, the minty, the cooling sensation, right? And that's what I think that eucalyptus smell was up front. But I believe this does have mint in it, so it does have quite a few ingredients in it. All right, I'm gonna do one more. You don't have to if you don't want, but I'm just gonna try it one more time so I can get that second taste in. See, just like before, the second shot didn't taste so bad to me. It just kind of grew on me.
Let me see.
You're willing to try it now? No.
No.
No. All right.
It's a no for me.
At least you give it a try again, okay? And hopefully you won't have any bloating tonight.
There we go. That's the only plus from it.
That's interesting. I think it's because I do like bitters in my drink. So I think it's because I like the bitters that this doesn't taste so bad to me. All right, cocktail quiz time. So today's cocktail quiz is going to be a little bit different and a little interactive. On the website for Fernet, they actually have an interactive page, and it's going to tell you what herb are you. So I'll leave a link to that in the bottom, and make sure to leave a comment on what herb you were. So now we're gonna start making the Fernet cocktails that Mr. Edward thought might work better for us. And we're gonna start with the oldest old-fashioned cocktail. The oldest old-fashioned ingredients: 2 ounces of Old Forester Bourbon, 100 proof, 1/4 ounce of Fernet-Branca, 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, 1 to 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and 1 orange peel for garnish. All right, so Deanna's gonna help me make the drink. We start with the shaker with the ice in it, and then we're gonna add 2 ounces of the Old Forester Bourbon. This is the 100 proof.
Whoops.
Next, we're gonna be adding the 1/4 ounce of the Fernet-Branca. Now we're gonna be adding the sweetener, which is the maple syrup. And we're also adding a 1/4 ounce of this. Nice and thick, huh? Good maple syrup there. Now we're gonna be adding 1 to 2 dashes of the Angostura bitters. Did you get 2 in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I only saw the first one. Now, what we're gonna be doing is shaking it. So we need to get that top and put it on there. And if Mr. Edwards would say, shake with a smile. Now we're gonna be opening it with the strength of 1,000 maple trees. I'll get this one for you. There you go. So now we're gonna strain into a glass with ice. And the last but not least, we do need to add a orange peel garnish. Pretty drink. You did a great job.
Voila.
All right, so are you ready to try this?
No.
Well, it's not gonna taste any worse than the Fernet by itself, right? So it's only gonna taste better. Why? Because we have bourbon in it.
Oh, more
And
alcohol.
Doesn't bourbon make everything taste better? Okay, I'll go first then. Cheers. Ooh, actually it's a very good drink. I do like it a lot, so I think you might like this one. Remember, we always have to try something twice to make sure we like it or not. Oh, wife jumping in on the action here.
My chest is hot.
All right, are you gonna give it one more try or are you just waiting for the second drink?
Second drink.
Yeah, we're doing two. This is a two-part thing with two drinks. We'll wait till the second one, okay? Now, so for our next drink, it's for our neighbors to the north. It's a Toronto Cocktail Old Fashioned. Toronto Cocktail Old Fashioned ingredients. 2 ounces of Canadian rye whiskey, 1/4 ounce of Fernet-Branca, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. So before I do this recipe, there's a few things I want to discuss. One is, you would think because maple syrup is such a huge part of Canada that you would use maple syrup in this recipe, but it doesn't. Now, I was tempted to change it a little, but I thought I always try to stay close to the recipe that is at hand, and so I didn't want to change it, so I'm not going to change it, but that might actually be something I would change later on, or even try with maple syrup for this one, because it is from Canada, right? And second, is rye the same thing as Canadian whiskey? Well, fun fact, for the past 2 centuries, the terms rye whiskey and Canadian whiskey are used interchangeably in Canada, as it is defined by Canadian law. And both refer to exactly the same product, which Canadian whiskey is generally made with just small amounts of rye grain. Finding a Canadian rye whiskey was a little bit harder than I expected, so today I was able to find the Alberta Premium Cask Strength Canadian Rye Whiskey, no E in the whiskey. Deanna, let's now make the Toronto Cocktail Old Fashioned. So once again, in a shaker with ice, we're going to be adding 2 ounces of Canadian rye whiskey. Ooh, I like that feel. Well, next we're going to be adding that 1/4 ounce of Fernet-Branca. Next we'll be adding the 1/4 ounce of the simple syrup. And last but not least, we're going to be adding the 2 dashes of Angostura bitters.
I'll count this time. 1, 2, and a little extra.
Good. I like those. I always like a little bit of extra bitters, so that's okay with me.
Yeah, the first one came out, I was like a half.
Okay, there you go. So we got 1.5 and a dash. Does that sound about right?
That does.
And once again, we're gonna shake it with a smile. Now we're gonna open it with the strength of 1,000 rye seeds. You wanna give this one a shot? There you go. Ta-da!
Rye is strong.
Now, once again, we're gonna strain it into a glass with ice. This one did not call for any garnish, but look at this one. You can see it. It's a lot darker than the other one is. So I'm a little bit afraid for you.
I'm afraid too.
You want to try this one first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll try it first.
How does it smell?
Alcohol-y. No, I think I prefer this one much better than the first one.
Hey, go Canadians. All right, now I gotta try this if she liked this one better. Oh yeah, it's very good.
It definitely tastes sweeter with the simple syrup than the first one.
So I don't see that hand coming up yet. There it is, there it is. So we gotta share over here a little bit, love. So, wife gives that one thumbs up, see? So she did like that one. Now here we are, 2 drinks again. Very, very similar. Let's go ahead one more time. I know you're not crazy about this. We're gonna try both of them one more time, and you're gonna tell me if you what you taste differently and why you like this one a little bit more. All right, and now let's taste the Canadian Old Fashioned that we have here. So what's the difference? Do you taste any difference?
Oh,
interesting. Now we let that sit a little while. Actually, I taste that orange a little bit more in the front end before I taste the bourbon. Did you taste that orange at all?
I did a little bit.
Okay. Here's the rye again. Wow. Actually, okay. Both of them are very good. I think both of them are very good. I actually prefer the oldest Old Fashioned a little bit more. I think it mellowed out a little bit. I think with the orange in there, I like fruity. I like orange in mine. So I think the orange kind of added that flavor, which I preferred a little bit. But hey, that's good. I think they're both great drinks. I think they're both great for tasting. So definitely, you need to give these a try. We like to wish our friends to the north because earlier this month was
Happy Canada Day.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and click on the next video.
So a few weeks ago, Deanna was at the dinner with her friends and some sisters.
It's pinching me.
I've never had that happen before.
Rice is strong.
Did you say rice or rye?
Rice?
It's rye.
Oh, rye is strong. The king in the north belongs in the north. Bye.